After you enter your API key, you update your settings, you're ready to set up your KBucket page. When you install KBucket, KBucket will create a page under your pages directory. You can actually put KBucket on any page that you wish and change the name and the caption here. We're going to talk about that. But first we're going to scroll down, and you have two options for creating or configuring your page. One with shortcodes and one without shortcodes. If you say no and do it without shortcodes, what you need to do first is you need to make sure that your page layout has a sidebar in it so that we can add the content tags, and then go over to your widgets directory, and for the sidebar you add a sidebar like we have done here. You simply search for KBucket and you will find KBucket tags. Depending on your theme, you really want your sidebar for your KBucket page to be separate from the other ones so that the content tags are not displayed on every page. It's not going to be relevant. It's up to you and your theme, but this is definitely a consideration. Once you set this up, then you can go to your KBucket page and you will see that the content is displayed. We already have the content up here to demonstrate to you how it looks. When you do this without the shortcodes, you don't have any control over the width of your sidebar, and you just have to go with your theme. But with the shortcodes, you have a little bit more flexibility, so we're going to take a look at that next. To use the shortcodes, we select the yes and update our settings. And now when you scroll down, you can see that the list of shortcodes, we get two shortcodes, a list view and a tags view. To work with the shortcodes, we first need to make sure that our pages are set up properly. That means no sidebars, so that we can configure it properly with the shortcodes. So here, when we now go over to our edit page, you can see that we have created two columns, and each one of the columns has a width. We use 75% for the list view, KBucket list, and 25% for the KBucket tags. You can play and choose your own ratio, but we have found that this works best. So now when we update our page, you can see that the content is displayed properly with the category tags and our set of posts. We can now change the title of the page. Just edit the page, call it My Curated Hub, update, view the page, and then when we now go over to our settings and refresh this, you can see that the title has changed. Next, we want to take a look and see how the menu and all of the other settings on the settings tab work. You can publish more than one channel on your KBucket page, and for that we have menus. So you can either have a drop-down menu, a sidebars, tabs, or if it's only one channel, you may want to hide your menu. Let's take a look first at examples and then we'll talk about it. So here is the drop-down. You can see we have three channels in here. When I switch, it's going to switch all of the posts. And here is an example of the menus in the sidebar where you can simply change the pages and load a new set of links from the sidebar. Now, especially when you're doing the drop down, what you want to do is the background of the menu should be the same color of the background of your page. So these three settings allow you to set this. So for example, if I now change this here to green and say update settings and go over to my page, you can see I have to refresh the page first, but you can see that the color has changed. The next is that you can set the number of posts that you want to have on one page, and that setting is over here. The default is 12, and then you can choose whether you want to have author and publisher tags and the date of the post displayed over here. So we only have the category tags, but if I now say yes to these and update my settings, go over and refresh it, you can see that the author and the publisher tags will now appear in your sidebar. Easy to follow, and experiment with this to come up with the best solution. You can also have a banner at the bottom of each post. We're gonna look at this next. Curator lets you add a banner to the pop-up. So when people click on it, they can visit it. I'm going to copy the banner here so you can see how it works. So once we add this banner, which is an image and a link, now when we go over to our KBucket page, every time you share or pop up one of these posts, the banner is going to appear underneath it. So this could be an ad or a message. And when you share the content on social channels, people will always then see this banner when they land on your page.